Welcome back, Helldivers. Time for another weapon review. No fluff, no mercy. Today, we're taking a hard look at the SG-225IE Incendiary. This isn't just a shotgun. It's a flamethrower in disguise, engineered to immolate anything foolish enough to stand in your path. First, we'll break down its statistical capabilities: spread, reload speed, mag size, and stopping power. Then we'll cover how it performs against each alien faction, one by one. As always, all performance evaluations are based on live combat deployments against threat level 10 targets. If it burns there, it burns anywhere. Light 'em up, and let's get into it. This SG variant shotgun unleashes hell at 300 rounds per minute. Built with a drum-style magazine, it sacrifices speed for volume. Combat loading is off the table. You'll be running with 4 extra mags, each holding 25 rounds of justice. Each shell spits out 12 8mm Liberty Fire pellets, light armor penetrating incendiary rounds that don't just hit, they ignite. If the impact doesn't drop them, the fire will. Reload time takes 2.5 seconds, with a 1.8 second tactical reload window. Each round deals 240 ballistic damage, and that's before the flames start doing their work. The incendiary effect shines in hit-and-run tactics, or when cycling targets, set them ablaze and move on. But make no mistake, fire takes time, and that delay means your enemy might still be breathing and still swinging. Use it right, and this thing turns the battlefield into a funeral pyre. Use it wrong, and you'll be the one getting burned. The incendiary element of this SG is all but useless against heavy targets like Chargers and Bile Titans. You can set them on fire all day. They'll barely notice. However, where this weapon does shine is in dealing with low health threats like Shriekers. Despite the low per pellet damage, the sheer volume of incendiary projectiles and the burn over time effect can down them fast. They ignite, panic, and drop before they can become a serious threat. It's a weapon that demands tactical precision. Bring it to cleanse the weak, not to challenge the mighty. Now let's talk real-world performance. Against the Terminids, the SG Incendiary performs admirably. It's an obvious choice when you need to incinerate waves of chittering death charging your position. The wide pellet spread and burn effect tear through swarms. But the moment you run into armoured threats, brood commanders, hive guards, you'll feel the limitations. The light armour penetration and low damage per pellet start to show their cracks. You can still push through, but you'll need to get dangerously close or rely on teammates to crack the hard shells. This weapon will carry you through a bug deployment with a fair level of competence, but it comes at a cost. The limited magazine pool forces you to make every shot count, and that drum doesn't reload itself. You'll feel the pressure in extended fights. But here's the question. Do the incendiary rounds justify the trade-off in ammo capacity? When you could be running the Breaker spray and pray with a bigger mag and faster engagement speed, the incendiary starts to feel like a specialty tool, not a frontline staple. It burns well, but it might not burn long enough. Against the automatons, the incendiary falls short, badly. Light armour penetration struggles to bring down even standard infantry units before they return fire, and when devastators show up, you're already behind. The incendiary rounds do burn them, but not fast enough to matter. Sure, the fire licks at their plating, heats their internals, maybe slows them down, but it doesn't stop them. Not before they punch a hole through your squad. In live ops, I found myself relying on my sidearm more than this so-called specialist weapon. The SG Incendiary was never built for bot worlds. It can't keep up with their armour, their aggression, or their numbers. Take it into an automaton op, and you're bringing a fire starter to a mechanised execution. Against the Illuminate, the SG Incendiary falls short. The voteless, the least protected of their ranks, take more rounds than they should to put down. That's unacceptable in a live combat zone. If the weakest aren't dropping fast, the rest of your squad's going to feel the weight. The other units have too much armour, shields, plating, phase tech. It all renders the light penetration and slow burn ineffective. You're setting targets on fire and hoping they die later, but later doesn't cut it when you're getting hit with precision strikes and psychic blasts. The SG Incendiary lacks the punch needed to make an impact and illuminate territory. It doesn't kill fast enough. It doesn't stop threats. It just delays the inevitable.
For prosperity!
My overall opinion, the SG Incendiary is a blast to use against the bugs. Literally. If you take satisfaction in watching enemies writhe in flames, this weapon delivers. Pair it with incendiary grenades, napalm strikes and orbital fire, and you'll leave behind nothing but scorched earth and the smell of charred biomass. Nothing survives. Nothing should. Bring it if you want to cleanse. Bring it if you want the enemy to remember the fire. And when the flames die out, stand over the smouldering remains and remind the galaxy. Super Earth doesn't take prisoners. It takes everything. So go drop hard and liberate. Dismissed.